Welcome to one of English football's red-letter days. Arsenal versus Manchester United will always be a major date on the footballing calendar. There might have been a shift in the bigger picture and indeed the power balance since the days when both these teams were perennial winners. But one thing remains unchanged: they cannot stand losing to each other. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. Genuinely a heavyweight contest, North against South, London against Manchester. It is tribal.
You can always count on there being something dramatic happening when these two come together. But there have been a fair share of grinds too. I'm expecting both sides to try and maximise their attacking threat, because when you look back over the years, the potency has been the big factor with these two teams, and always a hard one to call. But
Manchester United have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and I think we're going to see that reflected.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Not the most accurate pass. He's in a great position here. That is a brilliant interception. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, Peter, I like the look of this guy, Eze. Someone who has this unique swagger about him. Who would have thought that at 16 his career was almost over after a spate of rejections? I just love his dynamism and the X-factor he's got in his game.
Well, quite no argument from me on that one. McAllister, and it's Guerrero. Pretty cagey early on from both sides. Beckham. Looks to the other side. Messi. Alexander-Arnold. Messi. In towards the back stick. And he's taking no chances there. Rice. Calafiori. Now Trossard. Now it's Messi. Arsenal have reclaimed it. Guerrero. And he's forced to go back. And it's Eze. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something explosive.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Trossard stood his ground strongly. Oh, that's a foul. Which side of the line is that? Manchester United really could have done without this. The players protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
And Neuer pulls off a sensational save! They've played it short. Trossard takes aim and crosses. Decent chance! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Well, that was really good running. The more he moved with it, the more he realised that taking the shot was his only option.
Guerrero. Oh, perfectly measured that. Chance for a shot! Goal! Arsenal! A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip. Cristiano Ronaldo really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Eze delivering the goods as expected.
Well, not only can a player of such high calibre show the imagination to set up a goal, but he can also produce when the pressure's on to deliver a big moment. This guy was born to create.
Gabriel. Mosquera. He's found a way through. And it's made its way to him. Showing good feet.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Now it's Trossard. Oh, that's fabulous. Trossard! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
And that has put paid to that. Trossard. Now, can they get him away?
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
That's an excellent interception. And here's Saka. Good ball, good take. Neymar. To McAllister. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Neymar. And it's Alexander-Arnold for Messi. McAllister. Goes looking wide. Saka.
2 added minutes
not
has
gone
been
well.
indicated.
Oh, good ball! Steaming on goalwards. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. That's a nicely shaped ball. And it's got... Tries a shot! A really close shave, and the last action of the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, for me, Peter, things have...
And there they are. Please welcome our players, everyone. Substitution for Manchester United. Number 9.
There's the start of the second half.
Coming on to replace him is
Manchester United can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Shifted it to the flank. Saka. There's the shot! And it's in! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
Arsenal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Now this could be a chance. He's away! Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Beckham. And this is Ronaldo. Played out to the right. That is lovely. And he lines up a cross. And that's nice and simple for the keeper. Manchester United, different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Now it's McAllister. And this is Ronaldo. Timber.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Zubimendi. And he cuts out the supply. Defending was strong and firm. Saka. And it's Zubimendi. Passing is crisp and sharp. Manchester United perhaps contemplating their next change here. Shapes to shoot! Tries to pass it through. Messi. Trossard, who's set up one goal so far. Luis Suarez. Gabriel cuts out the pass. Eze. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And this is Ronaldo. It's a goal kick.
Substitution for Manchester United.
Manchester United are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now.
Guerrero. Coming on the field. Number 7.
And that has left him in a heap.
Number 21.
Rice.
Yamal.
Spread it left. It's a good foot in there. Messi. Now it's Yamal. And this is Luis Suarez. Has a look and plays it forward. He's shifting through the gears. Saka! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Arsenal really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. He's on it. Can he get away? And he's on his way! Yamal! Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Well, that was certainly impressive, Peter. Great run, just a shame the finish let him down.
Substitutions taking place.
Arsenal can now introduce the first of their substitutes. And he's managed to get rid. And now a sudden chance to counter.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
That has been slung wide. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Good pressure, determined, intense. Now it's Messi. Played in. Mosquera attempts a clearance. Cross flung in towards the middle. And reclaimed it in a trice. And here's Yamal. Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Havertz threads one in. And the shot! Neymar. Great defending, strong and determined. To Beckham. Beckham, who's on a run down the left wing.
Arsenal couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Havertz. Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. It's a pretty loose pass. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
No foul, says the referee. And time is up. So it's a quick trip back to the drawing board, and looking at the manager's face, his plan clearly failed to materialise as he intended. You've just seen?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back.